Good morning to you. Good afternoon to you. Good evening to you from wherever you are joining us. It is brunch time with Mayegun. Please read the caption of this broadcast, the description of this broadcast. Like it. Share it. Invite your friends, invite your not so friendly friends, and tell them that Mayegun today. Then they happen. And usually this is the snippet into what to still expect later today. Tell everybody that cares to listen that Mayegun today. Everybody shaking your konsuraki. The vuvuzelaers, the ass lickers, the praise singers, the crumb eaters, the crumb chasers, the all risers, they are working overtime to kind of try to push the narrative of the failure of Tinubu as not Tinubu's failure per se. The majority of you are just misunderstanding him. Meanwhile, the last time you saw the drama, the shamelessness from these supposed National Assembly members, House of Representatives, was when they invited the Briberisky, VDBM, and others. Now, they are currently pushing back after Tinubu's speech on Independence Day. The Independence Day speech that Tinubu gave, where he said he was going to honor the thieves. Starting with Akpabiole, as well as Abasi, the Speaker of the House of Representatives. So some of them said no, the title or the honor they want to give to their speaker is too below him. Share this. Today. So good morning to you once again, and good afternoon to you. Good evening to you. Depends on the time you are tuning in. If you're on your way to work or you're already at work, all you have to do is, plug in the earpiece, okay, the headsets, and just kind of hide it there. If you are the type that can really sit back and watch it that way. If you're at home, for example, you just came back from work and you're about to take some rest. I am talking to those of you who are currently in the morning, like in the Americas and all that. So sure. Share this dual like I've advised earlier, and then sit back and enjoy what I have brought to you this morning. And to the rest of us who are in this part of the world, it's already afternoon, So it's either you're on break or you are almost living work. And if you are not really working today as well, right? Enjoy this. A lot, they happen. So Tinubu's failure is staring everyone in the face. But they need to hire more and more people to tell you that whatever you are going through today is either your fault, or even if it's not your fault, then it's this temporary. So you shouldn't blame Tinubu for it. And there are people you should blame. They want you to blame. And we will touch that this morning or afternoon, depends on the time, wherever you are. This morning, a video made it to the internet that shook some people, that got them to begin to ask questions like, even during the war, it wasn't like this. During the military, it wasn't like this. When did the people become so poor that they are queuing to be given a free bread? This was in Lagos Island, Lagos. And a lot of questions. Some said, well, people brought this upon themselves. I kind of tried to say, no, they didn't. Okay. if all of us want to be honest and sincere, right? Sometimes we all need to be honest and sincere, even if you don't want to. Okay, if it's something that's not your forte, please try to be honest and sincere. Okay, the Lagosians rejected Tinubu. I am talking about massive rejection. Before they did the INEC abracadabra, Tinubu was beaten blue-black. And that is why today it is not fair to blame Nigerians. As much as you might say they are docile, they are weak and all of that, I don't think so. They have a system that is already rigged against them, and it is more or less like a lost battle. They can't win except they man up and then destroy this entire system, which they haven't done. They thought they could do that through their own, through the ballot, but they found out that they couldn't. But let us all be honest and sincere. Lagosians didn't vote for APC. They rejected them. Despite all the threats, all the open threats, the bribery, and the rest of that, they beat Tinubu in front of his house in Bodilon. They beat him blue-black at the back of his house in Bodilon. They beat them at Alimosho, the supposed biggest local government area in Nigeria with population, I mean by population. APC, Ekpekegbe, was destroyed in Lagos until they had to rig it and bring the figure close. The original vote from Lagos showed that Lagosians actually voted for Labour Party, Peter Obi. 980,000, more than nearly 1 million vote was actually recorded for them in Lagos until Mr. Yakubu and Co. changed the figure, brought it so close because they couldn't say they won. It's impossible. So if you want to blame people, I don't think it's fair to continue to say the Yorubas this, Yorubas that, or the people who are suffering in Lagos deserve it. They don't. Despite all the threats, Tinubu and his lousy thugs, Agberos, they could only bring about 142,000 votes. Original vote, less than 150,000 in the old Lagos, the place they told you is the landlord. It was rejected totally. That is the truth. So if you sit somewhere, maybe you are seated somewhere in Abuja, or you are seated somewhere in Aba, or you are seated somewhere in Sokoto, or wherever you are tweeting or commenting from, it is so unfair to look down on people who genuinely rejected these people until the system changed the entire result. You witnessed it. You saw it. So it's unfair. Even if they come around today and they say, being power, you shouldn't be blaming them. Like, maybe the Yorubas voted for him. It's unfair. I know some of you are bigots as well. Even though you may not be Yoruba bigots. We have Igbo bigots. We have Hausa bigots. We have Ijobi. So many of you were raised as bigots, no doubt, right? But once in a while, Mokuna they use in a sense. What I mean by that is that stop pointing fingers because you wanted to point the fingers. Tinubu was trounced. He was beaten blue-black. And that was brought about the Yoruba Ronu that Olori Buruku, that your Israel of RCCG, when they came out and said, Yoruba Ronu, how can you be leaving your own man and be voting for Igbo man? Abeti Bagbe. That was what brought about the Yoruba Ronu, these Yoruba Konu people. They called their fellow Yorubas Omoale. They rejected Tinubu. Tinubu was rejected in the entire Lagos State. And it was obvious the record is there. To the point that they had to kind of start threatening people. They had to start going street by street, threatening people with violence, attacking people 2 weeks later to stop them from coming out. And that was how Sonweiku got rigged back in. That is the truth. So every now and then when you want to, spread your bigotry and you want to probably, enjoy your own stupidity of having a chance of, having a go at the Yorubas, some facts needed to be, to be put out there all the time. Just to remind all of you, I know everywhere is pretty much like tribal this, tribal that now. Well, fine. But that won't change some facts. The fact is that nearly 1 million people, right, voted for Peter Obi. They cast their vote. The result was there until they changed it. That is the fact. Despite all of their Yoruba Ronu this, Yoruba Ronu that, Agbero this, Agbero, with all their money, they couldn't gather 150,000 votes for Tinubu in Lagos. They couldn't. To the point that they started attacking their fellow Yorubas, calling us Omwali, calling Yorubas Omwali, telling them that, pointing fingers at the Yorubas that if you dress fine, if you look good, you must be Igbo, you must be this. Apart from those they paid online, the online Vuvu sellers, most of them are not even in Nigeria. They are in London, they are in America, they are in Canada. Those who are spreading the tribal hatred, the ethnic hatred, tribal division, this and that. Most of them are not even in Nigeria. They do not have the number to make Tinubu anything. He lost in Kaduna, he lost in Sokoto, he lost in Katsina, he lost in Lagos, he lost out of 6 states in Yoruba land. He lost in about 3 of them, majorly in Lagos, where he was supposed to be the landlord. He lost. But some of you will still abuse Yorubas, call Yorubas names because of this druggie, this drug dealer. Yorubas did not support this drug dealer. There are older Yorubas in their 50s, 60s, so the bigoted ones that will tell you that but they did not have the number. They do not have the number. I just thought I should remind you. Unfortunately, people couldn't be saved, or since the system is already against them, it was the people versus INEC. Tinubu no rich, he no rich, but he has the money to buy the institutions that will change the figure. And they finally told us, they said, no be person where they vote matter. Now the person where they count the votes. All of you voting, you are not the one that really matter, that counts. It's those people that are counting the votes. And indeed, the Nigerian Supreme Court judiciary, they validated it. Yorubas rejected this drug dealer, this kleptomaniac, this certificate forger. Yorubas rejected him in majority. Unfortunately, some of you probably have forgotten that today, since it is now convenient to swim in this your tribal, Olympic, ethnic bigotry. And yeah, but it's always good to remind you, by the way, and we will keep reminding you. So we know that Tinubu is the enemy of Yoruba land. Tinubu is what? Enemies of Yoruba land. Everything Tinubu stands for is opposite of the Yoruba's interest, always. And today, they've captured Nigeria, and our people have now been subjected to this.
Saban, all that's good. I didn't go on. Oh yeah. Over. They go on me. I'm pushing for No one. Where any Adidas where you hold on.
That's what they have reduced our people to. If they are not sharing rice, they'll be sharing bread. And it is now a palliative economy where Tinubu and his gang, they have no solution to anything. They've destroyed Nigeria. And this is just the beginning. So what do you think the National Assembly members are busy doing? They are fighting over national honor for their speaker. Because what else do they want to do? They have been paid, settled, and pretty much like useless as they have always been. Bunch of criminals are fighting over GCON at the CFR. Take a listen.
While expressing our gratitude to Mr. President for recognizing and honoring the leadership of the National Assembly, we note that the conferment of the title of Grand Commander of the Order of the Niger on the President of the Senate and the conferment of the Commander of the Federal Republic, CFR, on the Speaker of the House of Representatives and Deputy President of the Senate perpetuates the inappropriate subordination of the Speaker to the President of the Senate. The House notes that the Chief Justice of Nigeria, who is lower in protocol ranking than the Speaker of the House of Representatives, was also awarded the title of GCON, further exemplifying this culture of discrimination against the leadership of the House. Concerned that there is an ongoing and inappropriate culture of discrimination against the House of Representatives, often portrayed as inferior to the Senate, through languages that consistently refer to the Senate as the upper chamber and the House of Representatives as a lower chamber. Mr. Speaker, this terminology misrepresents the legal status of both chambers and diminishes the House standing.
Mr. Speaker, this is not about Tajuddin Abbas. This is about the fourth person in the protocol of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. This is about the equal chamber as enshrined in the, according to Section 47 of the Federal Republic Constitution of Nigeria. Mr. Speaker, the two chambers, House of Representatives and the Senate, as clearly provided in the Constitution, work to create laws for the good governance of Nigeria. Mr. Speaker, in accordance to protocol of this country, the Speaker is the fourth in protocol. The CGN comes after. Today, the CGN is given the award, the honor of GCON. I think there is some mismatch, some mix-up. The president is no shy. He does not shy away from going back to correct the wrong. Mr. Speaker, the House of Representatives accords the honor of GCON.
Nukofia Federal Constituency, indeed the largest constituency in this federation. I want to align myself with all other previous speakers. I wouldn't be talking from the standpoint of opposition, but I am indeed saddened that each regimes that come, they keep on repeating what their predecessors did. I think something that is very constant, they said, is change. I wouldn't want to say that the president is a listening president. There are already indications to show that he's not. But I am thinking that what he has already pronounced need to be changed before it's confirmed, because we can't continue to be repeating the mistakes of the past. So he has every opportunity to respect the 360 members of this House, who has also fought so hard to bear the responsibility of certain policies of this government. We are the people that have already tried to calm the entire country down with our number. We need to be respected in that form. As other people argued, we are not talking for a person who is sitting as the speaker. We are talking for the institution. Before, now, and in future. I want to thank Okangawan, who organized and brought the entire 359 members including him making it 360 of us to bring this thing to bear. Time is now for change. What is constant is change. We need the change. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Not the APC check.
The APC check.
The news of the Senate President giving GCON, which is a good thing. We also expect that the same way in the Federal House of Representatives. A reason being that we are operating a bicameral legislature. When it comes to budget, the role of the House of Representatives, everybody knows that this House plays a more crucial role than the Senate. We are not making comparison because this is a bicameral legislature. It's not about you, it's about all of us, the 360. We are not speaking as individuals. We are speaking in unison. The position of the 360 is about protecting Parliament, that there is issue with our Green Chamber in terms of the last honor that was given by the Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Looking at the promotion of the Chief Judge, who was just few days sworn in, it gives some of us heartbreak to hear this sad news that this House, the Speaker of Parliament, the Speaker of the people, the Speaker of Nigeria, is honored with CFR.
Constitutional point of view, House of Representatives have more powers in terms of dispensing our own duties, because the power of appropriation is vested in us. And two, there's nothing, we are not subservient to any other legislative arm. We are supposed to be apart in terms of functions. And I think where we are getting it wrong and where Nigerians are getting it wrong, each time there are matters, they say President or Chairman of the National Assembly. It's not done to the Constitution, it's not placed in any place, and this has given rise and occasion to some of the things that are happening now. And I want to mention specifically what Honorable Sada mentioned. Last time when this thing happened, in leadership then of the Ninth Assembly, we sat, discussed, and made up our point to say that is not right, and even advised that we return the honor that was awarded. And I think a letter was communicated. What we expect is follow up to that letter for them to do the right thing. In fact, when the lists were released, the first thing I can tell you for sure and free was to go through and run down the people who were awarded such with honors. And when I saw that, I said, we are still in the same old place. It's like the people who are supposed to do the right thing have not done it. And
ours is just to appeal and show reason why things should change. It's not like we are trying to confront him or to say what he did is not appreciated. So I would want to kindly ask you to withdraw that prayer, please.
Mr. Speaker, with all due respect, sir, I go ahead and reject and withdraw the prayer in honor of you and Mr. President.
So thank you very much. So
nuisance, Lele. A bunch of nuisance. Yeah, they actually spent like about an hour discussing that back and forth about national honor. There is this guy, I think the one from somewhere River State.
Cyril Godwin. I represent the fabulous people of Degema Boni Fidro constituency. I'm from River State. Mr. Speaker, I wish to bring something to our notice. The National Honors Act of 1963, sections 1, subsection 3 says, I would like to read. Subject to Article 2 of this warrant, the numbers of persons appointed to the different ranks of the orders in any calendar year shall not exceed A. In the case of Grand Commander, which is what is in contest here, in the case of Grand Commander, 2, as respect to the order of the Federal Republic, and 10, as respect the order of Niger. What it simply means is that for GCON, for every calendar year, it shall not exceed 2, in line with the National Honors Act. So if the Senate President has been given 1, it therefore means we are going to ask in our resolution as well that the CJN shall relinquish his own for the Speaker